reverse. Can't find the reverse on here. Assalamu alaikum, family. It's your brother Father Uddin Muhammad. Just checking in. Just want to leave a quick little message. It seems like I got to do this on a regular basis. But this for you young brothers out here. You better wise up. And I mean quick. Not tomorrow. Not now, but literally right now. Y'all better wise up. Now, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my brother Geraldo Muhammad, who called me from New York, who heard about the shooting down South Street in South Philly, and he thought about his brother, made sure I was all right. And yes, I'm fine. I was at work. I was at my grandmother's house with her at the time. All right, y'all, how y'all doing? So I'm fine. My family's fine. I thank my brother for thinking about me. Because most people, once they hear South Philly, the first one they think about is me. By the grace of Allah, thank you for that. But I want you young brothers to understand something. And I always post often about the significance of understanding language. And I always tell you, learn it, use it, master it, or be enslaved by it. This is the importance of learning language. When I mean learn the language, I don't mean learn language as in learn how to speak different dialects. It's different language from different countries. I'm not necessarily talking about that. But I'm speaking in terms of understanding the words, understanding the use of words that people in authority use over you. Because if you don't understand it, you may find yourself becoming a victim of something, and you may find yourself in jail for the rest of your life, all because you don't understand something. And I'm saying this to say because we just had a shooting down South Street, right here in South Philly. 3 people were killed. And my heart goes out to every one of them. I don't know if the man, woman, child, black or white, I don't know who they were, but 3 people were killed because some fools out here shooting each other. So all last night and even to the day, every time I hear about it, every time the news talks about it, they call it a mass shooting that took place on South Street. Now, when we think about mass shooting, we think about what just happened in Uvalde, Texas, where the man, the savage, went into the school and killed 19 children and 2 teachers. Or we think about the guy, the coward that went up in New York and killed 10 people at the little store there. That's 10 people that he murdered. There was no particular target. All he know is he didn't like black people. He just gonna start shooting. This guy in Texas claimed he was being bullied, even though he's 18 years old. That's his excuse, or that's the media's excuse as to why he went to elementary school and killed a bunch of children. These are mass shootings. It's not one particular person that's the victim. There's many people that's a victim. But now the media here is referring to the killing that happened down South Street as a mass shooting. And what that means is they're going to start giving stiffer sentences than what they've been given. That means they're going to start classifying you as a terrorist. Because understand, a terrorist is not just somebody who straps bombs to himself and ready to blow something up. Because depending on the circumstances, that terrorist might be an actual freedom fighter. If you go into another man's country, you can't be upset if that man uses whatever tools at his disposal to defend his country. So you can't call that man a terrorist. You're the terrorist in that instance, because you're going to his country, you're going to his home, and you bothering him and killing his family and stuff. So don't get a twisted thinking that a terrorist is just somebody who straps bombs to themselves. Because now that the shooter that killed the people in New York, one of his charges against him is a domestic terrorist. And that's what's in the Constitution. to protect against terrorists, foreign and domestic. Now, just because you didn't strap a bomb on yourself does not mean you're not a terrorist. Because if somebody was in terror based on what you were doing, you are a terrorist. You bringing pain and suffering to somebody, you try to kill somebody for whatever reason you didn't justify it in your head, you are being a terrorist. So now by the news media referring to the killings on South Street as a mass shooting, that means everybody that they catch that's involved in that shooting, you're going to be expected to be charged as a terrorist. You're not going to be charged as a gang member no more. You're not going to be changed. It's not going to be no, it was some gang initiation, or it was some beef between rivals, or some beef between neighborhoods. They're going to classify you as a terrorist. It doesn't matter, again, that you didn't have a bomb attached to it. You are a terrorist because you're causing terror. People are outside trying to live their life, going to and fro, doing whatever they're doing, enjoying life, shopping, drinking, having fun with their families, and you out here being a fool for what? What initiated? I don't know. I don't know who was there. I don't know what started it, but I'm sure it wasn't because somebody tried to overtake your country. I'm absolutely sure it wasn't because somebody was trying to remove you from your home, and so therefore you're going to make war with him. I know for a fact it's not because of that. It's probably something petty. I don't like the way the guy was looking at me. Or he stepped on my shoe. Yeah, I know he apologized, but he stepped on my shoe. What kind of mentality is that? But I got as an OG, as an old head out here, as a minister, as a man who has a responsibility to my youth, I got to let you know that things are about to get real tight on y'all behinds. And maybe this might be a hidden blessing from Allah to get you all in his way that he wants you to follow. But either way, you're going to get it right. And the worst thing about it is where it happened at. It's bad enough that it happened, period. But it's one thing when you shoot and kill somebody in the hood. They might never find that person who did that. But the fact that you shot and you killed people in a shopping district of this city, a place where mostly whites or other different races go to have fun and relax with their families, and kill 3 people, you might be looking at the death penalty once they catch you. Even if you plead to a lesser charge, they might still give you a death penalty because you're a domestic terrorist. And that's exactly how you're going to be treated. You young guys, you better wise up. Stop thinking everything is a game. I don't know what they put in the water. I don't know what was going on. But somehow, y'all take what people say to you, and you take that as a challenge. You take that as, it's like trying to take it like we try to use reverse psychology on you. We try to tell you the truth out here. And it seemed like to me, at least to me, that within the last couple of years, you hear the media saying, or you hear about law enforcement, they letting some people out because they was juveniles when they committed the crime, so they coming home, we're going to let some of them go. Or some other things. COVID, because of the COVID, or overpopulation of the how you doing? Because of overpopulation. I think some of y'all took that to mean that you can commit any crime whatsoever and you can expect to come home. I really believe that's what's going on here. You hear overpopulation and you think that no matter what you do, you're coming home. You think, well, so-and-so was only 16 years old when he committed a murder, he's home already. So let me go out there and commit me a murder. If I get arrested, I won't do no time. I'll do the bare minimum. You're playing yourself. You don't realize that these people are playing you. They set you up to commit genocide on your own family because you're not doing it against the real enemy. You're doing it against yourselves. You're going against your brother, your sister, who's out here struggling and trying to make way, just like you're struggling and trying to make a way for yourself. You're falling right into the trap. You have nothing but brothers and sisters and leaders and politicians out here who has better ways for you to go. But you intent on doing it your way. Your way is not getting it done. Your way is not approved by anybody in civilized society. It's not approved by Allah and his messenger. I don't care what you believe in. It's not approved by. I don't care what faith you are of. It's not approved your actions. Even gangsters at some point in time would come to you and say, look, young guys, y'all doing this all wrong. Y'all doing this backwards. You're not supposed to be doing it the way y'all moving. Y'all better wise up. I'm warning you. I'm telling y'all, when they catch who's responsible for these killings on South Street yesterday, I guarantee you're gonna be looking at a domestic terrorism charge. I guarantee you. And what might have got you 5 years in jail before, you mess around be on death penalty by tomorrow. So y'all don't be. So when the thing happens, when everything hits the fan and everything happens like I told you, don't be looking at me like, oh, here, you ain't school us. Or, brother, you ain't never, no, you've been told. You've been told for a long time. I don't know how at some point in time we turn enemies toward one another when years ago we had a distinct enemy that we had to face in our black community. It's to the point now, if I hear about a shooting, my mind don't even think about a white person. Even though I know the hell that they caused on this planet. My mind doesn't tell me that a white person did it. My mind doesn't go to, oh, that was a Chinese man that did that. Or that was a Puerto Rican man that did that. My mind doesn't even allow me to think that somebody else from another race did it. First thing that comes to my mind, one of the young guys from our community did perform another crime in our community. It wasn't a KKK. It wasn't no other racist movement out there. That was somebody within our own community that committed this crime. It used to be a time when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, don't go nowhere, don't be in places where white people congregate at. So in the 60s and the 70s, we all lived with that mentality. We're not going to go anywhere where white people be at, because we saw that at any time that Allah might bring his chastisement on these people. But now, like I said before, unless it's an event that's put on by the Nation of Islam, I'm not going nowhere where my own people are. Where it's expected to be a bunch of young people at, I'm not going there. And if I go there, I'm not taking my children there. Because God forbid something happens to any of my children. You know, that's a whole nother story altogether. It'll be hell to pay for the next 1,000 years up in this city. So certain places where I know most of my people are going to congregate at, if I go, I'm leaving my children home. Unless it's a Nation of Islam event where I know every brother there is dedicated to the security of everybody that's there. So next week of Doomsday is coming up. A couple years ago, if I had children, sons, I would have took them. And I think I took them one year. But I'm not doing it this year. If I go, I'll go by myself, but I'm going to leave my sons home. I can't even take them somewhere where they can have fun and relax and forget about other things, because I got to worry about some knucklehead shooting up the place. Your young boys got to get it together. Stop the bullshit. I don't know how many different ways somebody got to tell you this. But if you want to be in jail in your life, for the rest of your life with a bunch of men, then I say go right ahead. Because maybe you miss somebody in prison. Maybe you miss your uncle. Maybe you miss your boyfriend. Maybe you miss your homie. Maybe you want to be with him. Then I say go right ahead. I've never been in nobody's prison. I ain't served more than 24 hours for something petty. That was just a couple years ago. But I'm not giving nobody the opportunity to put me in jail for 20, 30 years. I'm not going to let it happen. I don't carry no weapons. I don't own any weapons. I'm free to do all of that. I'm free to buy every weapon that's out there. Get a license for everything that they're selling. But I don't want them. I don't need them. I don't need these things to protect me. You understand? Your young boys better get your mind right, because if you end up in prison, guess what? They don't have weapons and they don't have guns in prison. And even if you use a dagger or a knife, You still got to be able to fight good enough to be able to walk up or use it on somebody. But if you want to be a little punk in prison and you want to be somebody's bitch, then by all means, you go right ahead. Me and mine are staying away from you. I don't give a damn who you are. Do not bring the drama to none of mine. We all right. But stop the bull stuff because you're about to set yourself up and you're going to be sitting in jail for umpteen years. This man, this white man, he made the laws that we live under. At any point in time, he can change any law. He might say, well, I don't need a witness anymore to bring charges against you. You was arrested, you're going to do the time for the crime. They may change the whole constitution around if they want to. This is their land, this is their laws. They can do whatever they want. Then what you going to do? What if they say, from now on, you're not allowed to have an attorney whatsoever? No matter what you're charged with, you're not allowed to have an attorney. What if they change that law? Who's in a position to change that? Surely none of y'all. We in a very unique position right now as black people. With all the technology that's going on, we're finally able to show the world what we've been going through at the hands of this government. Now is the perfect time to put our collective foot on their necks so that we can get some reparation, some type of repair to our black community. But how are we going to get these things and we fighting and killing each other in the process? That don't make no sense. No sense whatsoever. What's up, Tony Rome? So I'm saying, y'all better wise up. And whoever they arrest for this killings down South Street, you best believe a domestic terrorism charge is going to come with that charge. And I love to see your lawyer try to beat that. I love to see your lawyer try to beat the domestic terrorism charge. When they refer to this now as a mass shooting, which means 3 or more people were injured. It doesn't matter if they died or not. Just the fact that 3 or more people were injured, they classifying that as a mass shooting, which means if you're arrested, you're going to be looking at some terrorism charges. I ain't no lawyer. You can go ask a lawyer. I don't care, but I understand language. I understand what's about to happen. Y'all better wise up and understand what's clearly what's going on. Don't be looking at us that new and act like we didn't tell y'all, because we told y'all. We've been telling you this for the last 90 years, last 100 years, since we've been here in this country. We've been telling you what's going on in this world. So if you get caught up, that's on you. Well, keep my babies out of your crosshairs, because it's going to be hell to pay. If you die and come back, you still going to have hell to pay if something happens to anybody and get caught up in your bullcrap. I'm telling you now. I ain't talking to you as no gangster. I'm talking to you as a straight up man and protector of my family. So y'all young boys better to get together. Stop the bull. Why you ain't got your well, it's kind of cool now, but why you ain't got your trunk show? You could have got in the water.
I don't want to get in the water.
Man, go get in the water, man. Nobody's going to no hot playground, not in the water.
I don't want to go.
Mason, why you ain't got your swim trunks on? Man, y'all little weirdos.
Daddy, you on TikTok or something?
No, but yeah, hey, you see my boys.
You talking to the people?
Get a good look at these. Mine stay out of y'all crosshairs. Straight up. So and I got my own 14-year-old daughter. Nieces, nephews, cousins, they stay out of y'all crosshairs. So y'all better get it together. I was at work with my grandmother, and who knows, I might have been down there on South Street, just walking around enjoying the atmosphere. And y'all fools out there shooting. Shooting for what? Cowards. I don't care what you call yourself, you're a stone cold coward. I grew up, we had a problem with a sucker, we fought him. We ain't pull out no guns. Cowards pull out weapons. Scared people pull out guns. You know how many times I had fights? Not one time that I ever had a fight where it was just a one-on-one.
Daddy never get knocked out.
It was always a 2 against me, 3 against me, 4 against me. But I ain't never put no weapons out on nobody. Because I knew how to carry myself.
Daddy never lose.
And same ones I fought growing up, if they still alive, we have utmost respect for each other. We greet each other like we old friends or something. I ain't got no ill feelings toward them. They don't have nothing against me. Y'all young boys better wisen up. But that's all I'm gonna say for it right now. But whoever get caught for this, you can expect to be charged with domestic terrorism. But don't act like I ain't tell you. All right, this is your brother Farid Muhammad, and I'ma talk black with you. Peace.
Who you talking to?